In today's video, we're going to see how we can measure the procurement cycle time. So to measure or calculate the procurement cycle time, you will need to identify the start and ending point of the procurement process, as well as the duration of each step in the process. So what do I mean by starting point of a procurement process? This could be as simple as the date and time when the purchase requisition has been created, or the moment there is a need for goods has been identified. So that could be a typical starting point, and the ending point could be the moment the goods or services are received, or it can be the moment the invoice is paid. So first is get these two starting and ending points. Once we identify that, we have to identify the duration of each step in the procurement process. So this could include activities such as the PR creation, that is the purchase request creation, and the creation of PO is another step, or you can call it as an activity, or sending the PO to the supplier is another activity. Recording the goods receipt is another activity. Similarly, record invoice receipt and clearing invoice can be activities. So you need to identify what is the duration of each of this activity, or you can call it a step. So once you identify all of this, what you have to do is add up all the duration to find the total cycle time. So this is as simple as that. So let's look at an example. So you can see in the screen, there is a sample process which I've shown. So here, if you can see, there are three variations in the process. So what do I mean by the three variation? If you see, the create purchase requisition to create PO is just that one single path. There is one single flow is flowing. Similarly, for create PO to send purchase order, it's again another single path. But if you see from send purchase order to record goods receipt, there are three different flows. One is most of the items are flowing directly from send purchase order, and there is a direct record goods receipt. But there is another scenario that is a variation too, where sometimes a promised delivery date has been passed. So that is another variation of the activity in the process, and that would add more time to the process. And the next step is the record goods receipt. Sometimes the price has been changed. That is another variation. It goes to the price change and comes back to the record goods receipt. So this is what I meant by three variations. And if you notice on the left, for each of these, I've calculated what is the duration of each of every step. From create PR to PO takes 2 days. From create purchase order item to send purchase order, it's another 2 days. But in the third step, which is send purchase order to goods receipt, there are three variations, and the time differs. The duration differs. The first variation takes 8 days. The second variation takes 15 days because there has been a promised delivery date has been passed. So it takes another 7 days for it to get the goods. Similarly, when the price has been changed, it has been increased even more. It has taken 17 days, which is the 7 days plus 10 days to get the goods. And from there, it goes to records, invoice receipt, and clear invoice. And each of those duration has been recorded here. And simply, if you add up all these, so there are three different cycle times that comes. So you can, say for this three variation, these are the cycle times. Just to standardize it, or let's see it as one cycle time for the whole process. We can average it out just to see how well the overall process is performing for all the list of POs that has been created and the invoice that has been cleared. So if you put all that into account, you can take the average time taken between PO and GR, which is 13.3 days. What I did is simply averaging it out, the 8 plus 15 plus 17 divided by 3, which is 13.3. We can take that as an average duration between this process. Adding that all up comes to an average total cycle time of 35.3 days. So what we can say is this particular scenario, this particular process takes on an average, with this three variations, takes an average total cycle time of 35.3 days. So against that, you can think about how you can decrease that in order to improve the overall procurement process. I hope this would have given you a decent understanding of how a cycle time is created in the procurement procure to pay process. Um, uh, just stay tuned for future videos where I'll try and explain all the different concepts within this area of procurement, order management, and supply chain. Uh, of course, with the help of data. So thanks for listening. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.